Hey, 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 it's Sarah Jane from Access Your True Nature with day 27 of the Active Appreciation Challenge. And today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, which is money, money, money. Bring me the money, honey. So welcome in. Hi, Mandy. Nice to see you here. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I am going to do the best I can today. Hi, Christina, Mark. Hi, welcome, welcome. To keep it short, I have a date to go on. Quiz night, fundraiser at my child's school. So that'll be fun. Stirring up some shit and letting the fuck go of the right answers. So my question to you, and tag a fellow believer, tag a fellow active appreciator. Let's get this party started. Hi, Ricky, nice to see you here. And while we're waiting for everyone to come on in, I want to ask you a question. And please type your comments in the comments in the comment box below, because money is such a big topic of keeping us small, keeping us stuck, keeping us in the victimology of I can't, as we say in South Africa. How does money come to you? And for those of you that you already know the answer, because you've been on other challenges with me and you have applied the training actively and you're getting results, and you have got crystal clear on that you are your own economy and you get to create your resources any way you want. Just hold back for people that perhaps don't know this. Hi, Jolie. How does money come to you? So type that in the comments. Type that in the comments so we can just blast this shit out the water. For those of you that don't know me, yes, I do swear a lot, because there's so much fucking energy behind words, and we use words as our greatest weapon of mass destruction against us. So type in the comments, let me know, how does money come to you? Don't be shy, come on in. I love swearing. Isn't it fun? Rule breaker, you, Julie. Yeah, through people. Ta-da. Yeah, so I love that you said through people. And I'm interested and curious to know why you're making it so difficult to receive, Ricky. So I want you to type that again and maybe write this with your left hand rather than your right hand. Money comes through people with difficulty. And I love that. You guys, you're so cute. Cute, not bright. Okay, it's time to get your brightness on. Money comes limping. And I love that, Jolie Hansen. Write that with your left hand and type that again in the comments. Yes, people, Christina. Money comes through people. So if you're not willing to show up actively, participating in receiving money, because you're hiding behind your computer screen and you don't get out and you don't actually say hello to strangers. They're already strange until you say hello. How can money find you? Another game I love to play in my money classes is ask yourself this: if money was your lover, would you still be having awesome, orgasmic, incredible, expansive sex? What do you tell yourself to keep money away? Oh, not tonight. I'm too tired. I have a headache. I'm not ready. I haven't shaved my legs. Money can't find you. Yeah. And I love that. So add the, and I love that. And I want you to feel that in your body, Jolie. Money comes through people. Yep. Yep. So what are some of the things that you're saying in your head daily that you believe to make money go away? I can't trust myself with money. Money's hard to get. And how much of that is ancestral or familial inheritance? How much of that has been programmed into you? Cash money, not a credit card. So that's interesting too, Christina, because here's a couple of things, and I'm not going to go into my whole money class today, but here's a couple of things that I always put down as my 10 demandments, okay, my commandments, my commitments, is what if you can start looking at debt not as the death of you, not as, oh fuck, my life is over because I'm such a bad money manager, but that you possibly took credit on your credit card and start seeing it as a past expenditure, that you invested in yourself and you used that tool as a resource to get you where you are today. And start appreciating that you had that choice, you had the opportunity to invest in your future. And stop letting it kill you. Stop making it bigger than you. I don't trust money. Yeah, so interesting too. So if we can't trust money, then how can money trust us? And if you swap out money with people, where is it that you don't trust yourself enough to trust that people are going to show up exactly how they're going to show up? Remember, people don't break your heart, they break your expectations. So stop expecting other people to operate at a high level of conscious competence and love and kindness and integrity and honor and trust, because there are a lot of shit people out there doing shit things because they don't love themselves enough to have money. Okay, we're not talking about spending money, we're talking about having money come to bed with you. Let yourself receive the energy of money and gold and silver. They're all very high vibrational frequencies. Just like you, when you let your light out, you are a frequency of magnitude. You are a creator and a generator, and you're playing a very small game. And what if it's time to let the freaking hell go of that shit? Because it's not true. When I was broken and lying in a mental hospital, liquidated, sequestrated, bankrupt, and feeling like a criminal, I didn't know if I wanted to get up off the floor and off the drugs that were numbing me down so I couldn't feel the loss and the grief, because there was just shame, there was just blame, there was just, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? I forgot that deserving is of service, and sometimes we need a big shove and a push like that because we're so out of alignment, or we are so spiritually divorced, like I was back then, with my soul and my heart's desire, and I didn't have what it took. I was scared. So the universe gave me a big freaking kick in the pants and took it away for me. Okay? I was homeless. I just had less home to take care of. I had less people to take care of when my factory was liquidated, when I got locked out like a criminal of everything I had created in 15 years, and it went away. I had less people to take care of. I could start to take care of myself again because I had forgotten how to love myself. I had forgotten who I was. I had forgotten that I was a creator of magical things. So what do you require and desire? What are you going to commit to appreciate that everything you've been asking for has turned out exactly how it needed to turn out? I'm so glad. Thank you for the big heart. Give me some more hearts. I'd love some more hearts. Hello, my darling Heather and Jana. And Christina. Yeah. I love and honor you too. You are powerful fucking warrior women on a mission, and you cannot do that lying in a heap on the floor, drowning in your own snot, okay? Pity party is over. Put your big girl panties on and rise up. Okay, you got to learn to receive, baby. You have to learn to receive and surrender. You know, it's not a word, it's a verb, right? One incremental degree painful as it may seem at a time, is the only way. You got to go through it. You got to feel it in order to heal it. And if you don't do it, someone else will do it for you. The universe will give you the kick in the pants. So what if you didn't have to do that? What if you didn't have to go through all that crap? And if you could just stop pushing, stop hustling, okay, and take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of you, no one else is going to. And if you don't value yourself and your gifts and your talents, why would anybody else? Okay? You have to be the lighthouse, and you have to be full of yourself. What we've been talking about for the last 27 days and counting. Being gentle with yourself. Yeah, and also, Heather, being fierce. Being your own fierce medicine when you need to too. What you give is far more important than what you receive. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. So what you give is far more important than what you receive. Is there a question in there, Mark? I'd like to feel that energy. What if there was neither, what if you don't make money more important than you or anyone else? And what if nothing is the something that you're looking for out there rather than inside you? The trust, the surrender, the receiving. What about that? What if what you give is far more important than what you receive? You just stopped me for a minute, so I'm just going to, I want to feel into that. Yeah. So if you're not able to give yourself the space, the breathing room, if you're in the still point, yes, but I'm still, do you ever get to actually give anything other than more of what you don't want? Because I think it's sort of that infinity loop, not a Mobius strip where we keep going back and back on the same track in a different variation of it, thinking that we're giving when we're actually resisting receiving. So what if the thing that you believe that you need to give is the very thing that you're not giving to yourself? You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. And, I think this is where we stop. I talked about this earlier. I was speaking with Lillian on an amazing forum. If you didn't catch the interview, you might want to go and listen to that. It's a pretty awesome, expansive space, and about exactly this, that we don't believe in ourselves, that we don't believe we're worthy of receiving, of deserving. But if you're not being of service to yourself, of taking radical training days, moment to moment, to give yourself what you need and filling yourself up, there's nothing to give. There's nothing to give. A conundrum, Heather. Yeah. And I want you to edit and type that in the comment. Quite the challenge, and I love that. So I've spoken about this over the last couple of weeks. Is what do you love about the challenge? What if there was nothing to solve? What if there was nothing to prove and nothing to hide? Who would you be? Because we're afraid of losing that thing. If we give up the struggle, if we give up the challenge, if we give up the problem solving, it's an identity crisis, right? People leave us. So a lot of time in regards to today's challenge, which is actively appreciating yourself as the energy of money and abundance and manifestation and creation and generation, and repeating it and rinsing it and repeating it and growing and giving more of that, so that we can gain more wisdom, more insight, more loving space for ourselves. We can't give it forward. So I invite you to spend some time with that today and ask yourself, what do you love about the challenge? What's the payoff? What's the reward? Or what's the punishment? And in fact, I think the positive judgments are even more subconscious to us, because we're okay beating the shit out of ourselves. We're okay self-flagellating and vilifying ourselves and saying mean things to ourselves. All the self-abuse, we love that. Okay, we like treating ourselves like a worthless pile of shit. How's that working for you? You know, it isn't. It isn't. And what we're seeing on the outside is just a reflection of how we feel in the shadow, in the deep down part of us that we're afraid to connect with. We want to rush over it and bypass it and get the quick fix and the magic pill and the answer. And no one else can give you the answer that you're seeking other than you. People can support you. You know, being with me on this journey, I can support you, but you still have to go into the cave. You still have to go into the desert and take the walk back to your heart on your own. To receive love is far more difficult. Receive love is far more difficult than to, oopsie, these are going so fast. Keep them coming. Give me some love and give me some hearts. I really want to answer this. If I don't get to all your comments in the live feed, I will go back and take a look at them. So Rippy says to receive love is far more difficult than to give love. Once we are full of love, it overflows by itself. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That the very thing that we're asking for is the thing that we create separation and judgment from. And why is it so difficult to receive love? Because, and I always say this, we are not afraid of getting our hearts broken. We're afraid of being disappointed. We're afraid of people not meeting our expectations. So where are you actually holding yourself to unrealistic, very unloving, high standards of the addiction to perfectionism, the addiction to wrongness, the addiction to rightness, the addiction of your story? I wonder how the love of money would feel. Like love, like power. Ask money. You know, go take some money out the bank. If you've done my 7-day belief challenge, this is one of the daily challenges that was actively participating in, was go and pull a huge amount of money out of the bank. Because you need to see money. You can't hide it away and not pay it any attention. You know, it has no substance if you can't see it. So taking money out, being willing to have money, putting it in your bra. You know, one stage I used to tuck money into my bra because I don't like carrying bags. And I was able to receive from it. And I never forget, I had a client once who'd done a money intensive with me. And he was really, really resisting. He was fighting everything that he knew to be true because he wanted to hold this thing that money had a hold over him. And he phoned me a couple of days later and he said, I'm filling up at the petrol station, the gas station as you call it in America. And he said he was holding his last 100 rand note in his hands. And he said the stench, the smell of money, the stink of that money was making him feel physically ill. And he suddenly got what he'd spent the whole day resisting. That money smelt bad, that money was evil, that money was dirty. And his whole life changed just from that one awareness of being a child and putting money in his mouth. Because remember, as children, we know how to receive. We know never to fast track to success. I love it when I get these little messages pop up on Facebook. Nice pattern interrupt. But he realized that he was holding on to this faulty belief, this lie, that he couldn't have money stay, let alone on his person, because as a child he had put a coin in his mouth and his mother had reacted in a way that brought up so much fear and anxiety that he was going to die from the germs that were on the coin that he put in his mouth. You know, and as children, we know we're multisensory. We have to we live through our senses until people beat the shit out of us and tell us we can't do that anymore. And we start to censor and withdraw and hold back and separate. Money likes to be held. It's sensual. Okay, you are a multi-sensory being. Money is sexual, right? And if you are afraid to have money close to you because you're gonna get germs, or oh my God, you know, if we could scrape all the cocaine off all the notes. I think there was a study done on this once of just how much cocaine was on rolled up notes. instead of judging that as wrong, would you be willing to know that you can make money out of anything and everything, including all the shit that you're carrying around? Because people pay great money for good fertilizer. You could tell I love this. I love this conversation because I was freaking shit scared. So petrified when I lost everything that I thought defined me as successful, as abundant, as I've made it. When it all went away, I had to sit in that empty space, that luminal space we talked about the other day when we talked about appreciating emptiness as the space of creation, the pause, where you get to feel, what do I want? Most people don't know what they want. And if you don't know what you want, if you don't have clarity on what you want, you're never going to get what you want. You have to get in touch with that. You gained yourself. Absolutely, I did. Thank you, Heather. I did. I got me back. I got me that was perfect and whole and beautiful and loving and abundant the minute I pushed my way painfully out of the birth canal. Yeah, money from shit. Absolutely. You know, so I want you to really examine what is your relationship with money like? Take the money out of the bank, a large amount of money that you're afraid to carry around. A lot of my clients in South Africa, they don't pay me in notes. And I always say, I love cash, right? Because I love to be able to count my money. I love to be able to smell money and roll in it and lie in it and carry it on me. Carry the amount of a rich person. And so many people are carrying this collective fear and anxiety that it's not safe to carry money in South Africa, that someone's going to steal it or someone's going to take it. So do the thing that frightens you the most with money. Actually go and get a sense of your relationship with it and love it and apologize to it. And say thank you for being in my life. And when you pay for something, let it go back into circulation. I love that money likes to circulate. You hold it, it's not going to grow for you. Be willing to say thank you. I'm so grateful I get to buy cat food and food for my table. And I give it generously and I thank it and I ask it to return to me a godzillion times over. A number so big only God knows. And it does, because when I used to be huffing and puffing and resentful of the fact that South African money is kind of like Zimbabwean money, worth shit. You know, the paper that it's printed on, it's not worth anything as a value. Hello, Gina. How are you, my sweetheart? Beautiful woman from India. And my beloved clients. How's your gorgeous doggy, who I am so appreciative of? Because if it hadn't been for you loving your dog so much, we would never have met. Yeah. So this is a topic, as you know, I could talk on and on and on about, and I do. But just for today, I want you to start examining your relationship with money. You are so materialistic, you're incredible. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Why are you even talking about this stuff? Money doesn't matter. Contentment doesn't come from possession. It comes from your soul. Exactly. But we live in a world that revolves around money as an exchange, Vita. And I'm willing to have money as a resource to put back into circulation for the things that I stand for, like helicopters in the air and people that are going to get paid to protect the rhinos and the elephants. I'm willing to have resources to give it back to the things that matter for me. And I will totally be receiving of your judgment. It is one of the greatest gifts that there are. So thank you for that. I really, really do appreciate it. Because this is how we often stop money from coming into us. That's why you lost everything. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it was. But I also never appreciated money when I had it. Okay. Money is an energy. Yeah. It is. If you don't have money, you can't get the training that you need to grow. I think you can, Ricky. I think you can get the training. I think life is one messy PhD experiment. I think that's how we grow. Yeah, it's a big topic. And I think for all of us, and for me, it's one of those things that I'm in daily practice of, is really learning to trust and surrender and be open to receiving that abundance. I live an abundant life, and as Vita was saying, it is an inside job. If you cannot see that you are an abundant creator, and that as long as you have a brain and a body that takes you places, and dreams and desires that you can create in physical manifestation of things that people will see a value in, it just takes a lot longer to do it without money. So yes, I am willing to have money come and play with me so that I can put it out in circulation to the things that matter to me. And part of that is having a comfortable lifestyle. I don't want to be cold. I want to be warm when it's freezing outside. I want to be able to send my child to a great school. I want to be able to support my mother in her old age and her retirement. I want to be able to put things back into causes that I care about, like animal shelters and blankets for people that are cold, that are on the street, that are with less home. And money is only evil until we define it as evil. And I think this is a lot of the financial trauma that we've inherited from our parents, from our cultures, from our societies. And I'd like to stop that now. So, just know you're going to be okay, that you've got this, and just be willing to go deep down, open your heart, and know that you are so worthy and so deserving of abundance, of having a great life and showing up so people can find you. Yeah, money is a currency to do the goodness that comes from your soul. Yeah, and that's a little, again, looking at the contrasts of people in power and the misabuse of money. The big conglomerates that are taking sacred land away from people, like in Standing Rock, because of dirty fuels. That we are having big companies like Coca-Cola taking, selling selling water that should be a God-given freedom and right for all people to have. Those basic essentials, it's your birthright to thrive. It's your birthright to thrive. So, looking at the goodness of money, I think we have to look at the contrast of all the badness and all the terrible things. Wars are fought around money, and greed, and it's all based and fueled by fear that we don't live in an abundant world. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. So, how can you deepen into your relationship with money tonight? Knowing that you are rich. I'm so grateful that you're here on this journey, walking by me, because I believe we're changing this, right? We're changing the trauma around abundance and living a good life and being the best version of ourselves that we possibly can. And we can go so much further together and with resources than we can without. I can't help people other than to physically show up and pick up a gun and sit on a it's an unrealistic expectation to think that I can help, plant seeds and grow crops and put wells in to people that don't have running water in some of the areas in Africa. But I can be willing to be really good at what I do and receive money in an exchange for my services so that I can give back to the people that are going to dig the wells and teach women how to breastfeed their children that are starving and plant crops again and return to the land, return to the heart and stop the separation sickness. Yeah, I think we have to tend to our own internal gardens, Heather. That's planting seeds of change, as we have to open our hearts and be willing to look at things without judgment. And it's human to judge, you know, it's human to judge, it's human to be afraid. I think that reminds us of our own humanity, is that we are afraid. We are afraid of what's going to become of us, and what kind of legacy we're leaving, what kind of imprint we're having on the earth, where we're supposed to be the guardians, the sentients, not the destroyers of things, including beautiful dreams, including free resources like water, fresh water, and clean air, and love. Thank you for the love. Yeah. So what are you willing to receive from that place? What are you willing to receive as the energy of that you are your greatest resource, you are your most valuable asset, and it's time that we all play our part in appreciating that we play a part in the greater good of up leveling the collective unity consciousness that is so ready to change right now. Because you can't really lose yourself. People come and go, resources come and go, money comes and goes, but you can't lose yourself. It's pretty hard to lose yourself. I mean, we try in all sorts of ways with addictions and numbing down and checking out. I've done it, and I'll probably do it many, many more times. And I think that's why, you know, I wear this piece of thread around my arm to remind me on the days where I don't want to get out of bed and earn a great living for myself and be of service, that I'll do it for the elephants, for the Pachamama that are fighting big oil companies that are wanting to drill oil in sacred land and cut down the trees that give us the clean air to breathe. So that's my 2 cents worth today. Would you be willing to be that abundant? My currency is connection, and you really, I'm so grateful that you're on this journey with me. So yeah, start believing that you are valuable, and you are an incredible resource, and that there are people looking for you and your gifts and talents, not someone like you, but you. It's time to tell your story, okay? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that, Christina. Thank you so much. So just know, you got this. You're in a tribe that loves you and sees you, and you know, great receiving of judgment, actually. You know, be willing to receive judgment as a gift, because it's in the resistance of judging that everyone is entitled to their own point of view and their own truth, that you actually can't be present with yourself in your heart to show up and create life on your own terms. Thank you for the birthday wishes. So I'll leave it at that. Post your comments, post your questions, share this with somebody that you know might be looking for this, and just know you're loved, that you are abundant, even if you're going through challenging times. I've been speaking to so many women lately that are not in a good space, that are afraid, that are about to lose their homes, and are about to, you know, change relationships, that are going through crises right now, healing crises in their bodies, in their relationships, in their businesses. And I know you probably can't hear me, but you will get through this, and you will grow through this. So allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to just be with whatever arises, and just love that. And I'll see you tomorrow for the final day of this 28-day challenge. Thank you for you. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.